How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about Wish stock context logic. Many are saying, Dre, we want to get an update. Have you been seeing the price? Well, you know what? We're going to jump into it. But before we get started, of course, we got to go over the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to be doing is the technical analysis, taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know what are those areas of support and what we want to look out for if it decides to pull back even further. And then secondly, we're going to be taking a look at the short interest information on Fintel. Yes, they have updates through FINRA now, and we're going to be seeing the most recent. So I'm very excited to share that. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know, are institutions loading up on Wish while it is as cheap as it is? This is very key to know. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts. So let's get to it. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis on Wish. So let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $9.18, being down 3.37%. On the low, it tested $9.17, and then on the high, testing $9.62. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see here we have 27.837 million shares that were traded, and as far as for the average volume over 10 trading days, being at 40.639 million. So taking everything into consideration here, yes, we did have below average volume in Wish, and we can see that the stock has pulled back. Just for your information, we are using the 6-month 2-hour chart. So as far as how everything is looking, we can see it's definitely in the oversold territory, with the RSI being at around 35.74. So what I want to look forward to, I want to see a reversal coming from Wish going into next week. I feel like it's been beaten down for way too long now. It's coming off of highs here where it was at 15, 17, going all the way down to $9. Of course, you can see here, this is where we have a lot of support. We went on 9.17 and we're able to hold that up. But one of the things I want to look out for is seeing it coming back to looking bullish again around this $9.66 level. We got to $9.62 before being hit with some selling pressure, but I like to see a revisit or a test of this area going into next week. As far as where it's priced right now and what the potential of this stock is, we know already this stock should be a lot higher than what it is right now. So if it does decide to pull back even further, I'm assuming that 9 area should be able to hold, but if it goes down to the 8s, I'm actually going to think about buying some more shares, because I feel like the company's worth a lot more than it is right now. And as far as what's going on in the market, you're seeing it. A lot of growth stocks, especially the medium and the low cap stocks, are being killed, while the large cap stocks like the Facebook, the Apple, they're continuing to have strength. This is something I wanted to bring to your attention, so let's see what happens next week. So we're going to be taking a look at the short interest information for Wish. So we can see the short volume ratio being at 15.46%. As we scroll down on the page, the short shares availability is at 10 million, updated 30 minutes ago. And as far as for the short ball free rate, it's at 0.77%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see that Fintel made some updates. So as far as for July the 23rd, we have the short volume ratio being at 27.40 coming from FINRA. So actually, when we take a look at that, that's a lot higher than the 15.46% we're seeing now. But what does this mean? Anything above 21% is something we like to see, because it does mean Wish has some short squeeze potential. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for Wish. So you can see here on the inflow, we had 55. We had 2 on the large, 39 on the medium, and 14 on the small. As far as for the outflow side, we had 59. So we had 2 on the large, 41 on the medium, and 17 on the small. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for July the 23rd, it was actually an inflow day, being at 21.07. It was 0 the day before. We had 2 outflow days prior, but we did have an inflow day on the 19th, which was at 2,134.41. So of course, from what we are seeing, Wish is definitely one of those stocks that has pulled back just like many other small cap stocks. But one of the things that I want you guys to pay attention to, we do have clear areas of support being right at that $9 level. And we already know as far as how far this stock can go. We've seen when it had that meme stock status, maybe it might still have it right now. We see that it got all the way to the $15 range. But at the same time, we can't ignore the fundamentals around the company. But you know what? We'll talk further. Let's jump into the final thoughts. So for my final thoughts for Wish stock, I feel this play has a lot of potential. And if you're looking into actually investing in it, I highly suggest you do your homework and you do your due diligence. We've already made a video already why I felt like, you know what, Wish is actually a great stock to keep on watch. And also if you're planning to hold it for some years, you could definitely look forward to seeing some returns. So with that said, I would highly suggest you look into it yourself even more further. If you're already a shareholder and you already have high conviction, there's a lot to look forward to here. This company has been beaten up, and these are the times where maybe if you have a high cost average, you might want to look into averaging down. When we took a look on Fintel, taking a look at this short volume ratio, definitely has a ton of short squeeze potential, especially since we're getting the numbers from FINRA through the Fintel update. So just seeing this, all we really need is a lot more buying volume coming through the stock. We already seen as far as how the markets have been, there's a lot of money going into the big cap. So we have a shift in regards to the overall sector. As soon as when that shift comes back to these small cap, medium sized growth stocks, I'm looking forward to Wish to actually benefit from this. So with all of that said, just make sure whatever your game plan is, you have a strategy that you have as far as for your entry and as well as for your exit, so you don't have to deal with any anxiety or any pressure that you may feel by looking at your stock continuously on a consistent basis. And this is part of the reasons why people are like, hey Dre, I need you to do a video on this. What the hell is going on? Again, you have to be aware. You have to know what is going on. And if it really bothers you that much, hey, just take it off your watch list and just kind of eye it whenever you get the opportunity, or you put on an alert when it hits maybe a price range that you're actually looking for. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.